Welcome to Workers' Own Resources Soviet Republic, and we've just come out of another winter and we did pretty well. We had a bit of a problem with the heating, which I'll talk about later on, and one thing I did get was a epidemic which killed off a bit of the population, but we're still hanging in there just over 4,000. It's just that we didn't get the population growth that I was hoping for. And overall things are going quite well. But before we get into giving you a bit of an update of progress with the build, big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys, as usual, you guys have given me a lot to think about, and especially Whale Tire, who was talking about meat distribution and how we can make that more efficient. And you did give me an idea which I want to do in this area, because at the moment my rail track only connects to this warehouse, and I'm thinking that maybe I need to replace that with something, a cargo shed, preferably attached to this warehouse here, because then what I could do is attach a meat store to it, and then what we could do then is use that to ship the meat out across the map as the map expands. Well, that's the idea anyway. And then what we could do is make this into a meat production area, although what we'll have to do is bring in the crops by train, which could be a little bit of an issue anyway. I mean, I'm not going to do too many changes in this area. The only thing I will probably do is shift this substation over to give you the space to put the train station in. Now, if you watched the previous video, you'll be aware that I was working on the coal mine up here, and the coal mine is now operational. You can see it's got a source quality of 11%, so it's not going to win any awards about production, but it is pushing out quite a lot of coal. And at the moment I am able to get the staff up here to produce the coal, although it did drop down quite considerably during the winter because of the snow on this road here. That's why we got this technical office which needs to be built up. And at the moment I'm having to use trucks to bring the coal down to here, simply because what's actually happening is that these conveyors I mean, I'm getting there, but as you can see here, at the moment, all my construction officers are currently working on getting these conveyors finished. And what I would like to do is get it all the way down to here. I mean, one thing I did try was actually building the conveyors in this direction, because this was closer to the deposits when I was wanting to get a few things done. But it's quite a slow process at the moment. And one of the major successes was completing the hospital. And that actually finished just as that pandemic came in, which I think was a bit of an advantage. And what I've also done is I've put in an indoor pool here and a cinema, just to try and get this area built up. You can see at the moment my crews are struggling a little bit with delivering the goods, because most of them are completely focused on up here. And I think we got a bit of a road overload as well, I think. But overall, we're doing quite well. Oh, the restaurant is now up and running as well. So we're getting some staff in here, which should help with my tourism. Come into here. Let me see. I mean, we lost a bit of money last month because I was buying vehicles. But so we're going to have to keep an eye on this at the moment. Because at the moment my main income still remains as tourism. If I show you the exports, I mean, we're getting a little bit of income from bitumen, bricks, alcohol. I don't think I'm actually exporting fuel at the moment, simply because I mean, we've got a little bit of reserve of fuel, but it's not great. Also down here I've put in another technical services, so that when we open up this area we'll be able to get across in this direction. I've also put another gas station down here, which is overloading my construction offices, but I think I really need a gas station down here, because the other gas stations are up here and here. And if we're going to get trucks coming through into this area to work our ports, we're certainly going to need and if we're going to get trucks coming through here, they're certainly going to need fuel. Now, during the winter I did have a few problems with my heating, and I know one way to check is this percentage, but a far better way to do is to look around the edges. So for example, if you come in here, you can look for the buildings that are on the edge of the range of the heat exchanger, so like this shop down here. And what you want to do is see whether they are suffering from low temperatures. And what I actually had was is I had low temperatures in this store here and the school here. Looks like the school's filling up as well, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of work with that. Now this one's not too bad. How's the kindergartens? We're doing okay at the moment. Yeah, so that is the real test of heating, because if you've got two heat exchangers like up here and here, that they will always supply the hot water to the nearest building. So it's the ones on the fringes that will always suffer. And I think to solve this problem, what I'm going to do is put in the heating plant for Portsmouth here, and then we're going to take a line down probably to about this area here, put in some heating this way. And of course, we've got our coal line down here, which should be useful. The real problem is that if I come in here, we're going to put not a big heating plant in. The coal supply is in that direction. Kind of instinct is I'd like to have it facing that way, but a bit more over this way. So what we're probably going to have to do is put in a conveyor. Just grab the conveyors. I'd like to have... We're not going to take a road off of there, so I can put in, say, conveyor connection there and turn this a little bit this way. And then I need to put a... Now we'll put in the heating first. It's still going to be a little bit kind of angled that way. I mean, I could put it this way, away from the road, and then we could take the pipes out in a curve. But my instinct is more to put it this way, so that we can bring the pipes out round. Maybe we'll compromise a little bit and just put this, say, like that. We'll have the coal supply come down in here. That means I could take a heating pipe out this way should I need it. We got a road there. And that now leads on to a road that I could bring down here. I want to leave enough of a gap for pipes, and of course we got the cabling from here. So I can... Of course we're going to need to get this heating plant built by winter, but it should be plenty of time. Why can't I... Oh, there's the bridge connection. Sometimes if with bridge connections here, they won't let you make a junction. Actually, let's just bring you in, say, to about there. If I take you across this road across to about there, and then I can... wanted to connect to that junction there, and a nice straight road down like that should be, and then that creates a square here for my where I want to put the residents in here. I want this to be the residential area, this the industrial area, with possibly some spin over here, but I don't want to build this as a town centre because this could get quite busy. I'd rather have the kind of the shopping area in there. I think we'll accept that. And that means that I can bring you in. We're gonna need some kind of bus stop or something here, aren't we? We'll probably have other possible industries and things in here as well. I think what we'll do is we'll just tuck in bus stop there. I think we bring you into there and there. Of course, we're going to need to get the road crew. What is my road crew operating on? Are you just doing kind of bits and pieces, unfinished footpaths, roads? Sure. Oops, that can't exist. Get these guys here. I mean, I would like to push out this way, but I think getting this set up first is going to be more important. And of course we've got this road out here, and of course we've got the construction office being built out here, but I haven't actually allocated that yet because getting these conveyors built is the priority, and you can see that, I mean, we're getting there. I've got I mean, what is causing the shortages up here? Mechanical components. I mean, have I got a shortage of mechanical components? Yeah, I think we've got a little bit of a shortage here. Probably because of all the queues. I've really got to start trying to alleviate the pressure on here. And the way I'm thinking of doing it is building a port. I'm even considering building some kind of port here, which I can then bring in crops from here, which I can then ship up to there, or more, or possibly even a steel mill. Although I am thinking also a farm down here, so that we can, and then I could bring the rail track down to here, and then. But the problem I got is building the rail track, because I mean rails take a lot of steel. I really feel the need to plan this, but to do that we're going to need to get another construction office down, which means I need to get this area laid out. There's so many choices I've got to make at the moment. We got this here. I think we'll put the heat exchanger in first. We got this kind of area here, and we're going to put in a full-size heat exchanger. And I'd like to put it there, but I don't think we're going to do the. If I put the heat exchanger there, what will happen is this will spread the heat back into the city, and its extremities will be the limits of the heating plant there. But means maybe I come a little bit further down here, because we got kind of dual coverage from there and there. So maybe if I move it in a little bit, actually, like that, rather than building it right on the edge, that'd give a lot stronger coverage, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm not going to build all right out to this edge, so maybe if we come in, say, like that, and if I can angle this a little bit, I think if we go there, probably the best way to put the pipes in, we're going to use large pipes. Oops. Somehow we got to get out across here, because we're going to have to go up like that. Maybe I can go down a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. And of course we're going to have to, because one of the potential problems is distance, because this is quite a long distance. So I'm hoping this is actually, we're going to have to gain a bit of height here. You can cross there. I think what I'd like to do is come in on, say, this one here. No, actually, probably this one here, because we will probably, I don't know. And drop down. You know, keep a bit of height. I think if we come into there, that gives me 4 pipes to go down that way, and 2 that gives me the potential to go that way should I need it. So we got that hooked up there. We're going to need to build this pipeline down into there, because we've got this little bit of road that needs building. I didn't get so much done in the city in this winter as I was hoping to, simply because I don't know, for some reason that the road crews were off in other places. I'm just going to speed the game up a little bit. Obviously we're going to be here for a long time. I mean, we got our harvesters out here. Still not sure whether this would be enough space for a true blown farm. What I am interested in is where I could get some kind of import dock here that we could build. Let's have a look. I don't want cableways, I want ships. Actually, I could put a... well, I mean, we're going to have to buy... what's it? This is a passenger harbour, this is a dock. These are the cargo harbours. And I mean, we could start with a small dock. In fact, if I put the docks here, because these docks are the ones which actually where you purchase ships from. So I could start with a small dock, I suppose. Let me just plan this a little bit. Oops, thank you, game. But if I could get some docks here, that would be very useful. Because, if I remember correctly, these don't build ships. These work the same way as vehicle depots. So if I could put in, and of course, if I put a medium one in like that, because in some ways this is a little bit of a redundant space. Yeah, I think if I can get that there, I need to flatten terrain. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for an excavator. Yeah, I think if I put the ship dock there, that means I can bring a road down and connect to it. What that would do is free up this area here for the what you could call the actual cargo handling elements of the game. Kind of thinking we could have a ship dock area here, and possibly a small tourist area on this corner, because it's a little bit empty. Let me just see. I know I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, I wouldn't want a vast amount of passengers coming in, because this would only be for tourists. So I think, yeah, I think if we could get, say, something like that put in for passengers. Okay, we're just gonna have another go. I'm the eternal optimist. Yeah. Yeah, I think if we plan that in as part of the grand scheme of things, that will allow me to buy ships. I mean, there's no point. I mean, we could build this and then eventually build a port down here, but that might let me be able to bring tourists in on another way. But we got this rail line here that needs to go somewhere. We need to plan that in as well. And of course, I actually had to suspend this because they did a really good job laying down the initial gravel, and that went very, very quickly. But I can't afford to build this while these crews are getting these conveyors in, and they are getting there. It's just it's the steel and mechanical components that's causing the problem, isn't it? Just want to make sure that is allocated, and I really need to finish this and get it done. I think what I will do is we've got this power substation here. I've got this power takeoff here, and I'm wondering, what do you cover? You've actually, well, that's only a bus station, so it's not a problem. So I need to put in a substation here that will cover this whole area here, possibly. Kind of thinking, there's a substation there, isn't it, which provides power to the top part. So I could actually, I mean, you're providing power to there. Of course, I can't really get that. Kind of wondering if I could slip this in. They can't build due to infrastructure. I'm wondering if I could get a small substation. Or a substation. There's a couple of really small ones which I've used before. Things like this. And if I can zoom right in close, what you'll find is this one's quite useful because it's actually connects with a footpath as opposed to I think it's a footpath. Yeah, as you can see, it's connecting there. If we zoom out there, I should be able to do is put that. You've got coverage there. So if I could get that, I don't think that tech station. And we got a former there, haven't we? Just zoom in really close here. So we put a something there like that. Yeah, and then I can come in here, and we can go straight from there to there. Oops. And then eventually I can build this in. Once this is built, I can take this out. Actually, I think that provides a neater solution, doesn't it? But as usual, I just need to get everything done here. I'm starting to wonder whether I need to move my road crew, or I think once this is built, I think we'll put a road crew or something down here to act as a construction. Because these guys here, the Gosport road crew, they're really a bit too far away from the action now. Let me just see, what's the crop situation like? I mean, we've still got the food coming in. We're starting to get close to the population max out. And right, we got that planned there. This is all being built in. And I just want to get these built in first. I think this is where my road crews are really focusing on at the moment, aren't they? Is getting this built, which is good, because once this is built, we can start planning our kind of commercial center in here. I think I'll probably have it. And we got the heat plant is there, so we can't go up that too far. So what we will probably have is the residential area spanning this road here. In fact, I could probably... No, would I want to put it? I don't think I really want to put the kind of the shopping there. What I might do is have put a shopping area. We could put it down here, couldn't we? We could actually go the whole hog and build the residential area here in this corner. I mean, this dock won't be a problem because it's only here to allow me to construct ships. Right, we've got gas stations finished here. Of course, the auto purchase is on. I'll take you off. Approve. Money buy, fuel distribution, Gosport fuel deliveries. What are you doing then? Oh, you're actually selling the surplus. Not that I've got that much in the way of a surplus. And so we need to add this guy here. Which got to about 50%. And you'll be able to ensure that fuel comes down to here. We've got our tech services here, got the money for it, so we're gonna buy this straight away. 85 kilometers, 3 tons, 4 tons. We'll get 8 of these. I know it's a lot of money, but this will really provide a benefit in the future when the winter comes in. We'll get you there. We'll just check the fire coverage because we are getting a little bit long distance now. Yeah, I think we're going to need to consider another fire station. I mean, it'd be good to put it over here. But to do that, we're going to need to bring workers down to it. But then once we build a town in here, the workers will come to it. Yeah, I think we're come into here. I'm just going to slip a fire station. It'd be nice to put it in there, but that might crowd that terminal. I think if we put the fire station on it on that road junction, maybe if we just put it in about there. Well, that will give overlapping fire cover to there, and when it's finished, it will cover most of this island. Of course, we'll need another fire station down here eventually, but I think that will provide the fire cover. I must admit, one thing I do like is to have the fire coverage overlapping, because that helps with winter, because it's very easy to space them out a long way away, but with winter and the slower road speeds, it can catch you out. Right, you see, this is where our good old supply crew are helping. Look at that, all that asphalt all queued up, so that should get built very, very quickly. Road crew, what are you working on? I mean, you don't have that much in the way of jobs. Could probably slip you in another job up here. I would really like to finish off this bit of road here. Pushing you out a little bit that way. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing that a little bit there as well. So we'll just allocate that out. Certainly need to put asphalt onto here. We're speeding up the overall road process. How's the... We're getting there. So we've only got this kind of section here to get built. So we're nearly there with the respect to those conveyors. I really need to get them done, but at the same time, oh, these guys are out of jobs. Well, if you've got no jobs, I'm just going to get you. Wow, there's a bit of a fail there. You want those. What we'll do is we'll give him the conveyors there, and I think what I wouldn't mind doing is getting the cinema built here as well. I think we're getting, yep, we're getting over 21s now. Part of me would say let's start planning up here, but I think we're gonna have to put in another housing block or something in here, and I would like to come out this way a little bit. So let me just see what we can find in the way of residential. Actually, I wouldn't mind. I mean, if we're coming this way, maybe in here. I don't want to fill in this corner. I'd rather, because we may still want to bring our tourism down this way. Residential. I think we'll go for something that's a bit bigger. 370. Well, that's big. I mean, we could put that in, say, there. We can have a bit of a high-rise section here. Anything else that looks a bit more attractive or something that's different? Don't want a townhouse. That's for my Baltic series. I mean, this is... I mean, would that fit in there? I mean, that would fit in that little enclave there quite nicely, wouldn't it? Come on, game. You can do it. I think that would fit in quite nicely there, wouldn't it? Just like that. So let's just get that built. And this has definitely got to be our first expansion area. I want to finish these roads first before we do anything like that. This is building out quite nicely. So we've got the heating plant here. I've actually got this area here. I'm going to split that there. I'm wondering... I'm not using that at the moment. We've got bricks and boards here. Don't have a distribution office here. Take advantage of this. A little bit of a corner here. You just see mod distribution office. If we get a little, if I can get a small distribution office in on this corner here. And what we can do is put in a series of open hole trucks here, and what that can do is actually bring stuff across to here and deliver it. So stuff for boards, and then that will make this construction office here a bit more efficient. Right, you're just working on a couple of conveyors. What conveyors you're not working on? Right, you've finished that. Got that there. So they are catching up. I think we give you the tower there and that conveyor there, and actually is put in. We got the road to the heat exchanger here is built, so I think we'll add that to the Haven't construction crew, supply crew. Get that built as well. This is definitely going to be finished by the winter, and this is being built. Can allocate you to Gosport construction crew. That actually being built. The only problem with these little transformers is actually being able to hook them. I think you can build that transformer in there. Yeah, it's the only problem with this small transformer is actually finding it and hooking it up. I've got tech offices there. This is being built. I think we can add you as well, and we'll put our supply. We got the supply. We put those in as well. Try and get the cinema built. Wow, I think they threw down those footpaths really quickly. And we're going to need to get this built as well. So we're going to have to put Haven't construction, Haven't supply on. I mean, these guys are chucking in the road, so I want to keep this road upgrade program going then. Okay, if you guys are up for the challenge. Wow, actually a little. I overlooked that one. I want to get. We can upgrade that as well. What are you guys? Any complaints at the moment? Sports. Kindergarten, electronics, 20 citizens cannot enjoy culture. Well, that should change when the cinema's built. Probably find my... Yeah, we're getting a little bit of excess demand for that now. Can we get some culture in with respect to our hotels? I'm starting to wonder, how many tourists have we got? We've got plenty of tourists on the border. I'm starting to wonder whether we should drop in another hotel and stay in here. I mean, I don't want to go up this way because this is... I suppose we could put a hotel in here. Actually, I've never looked at the mods that I've got for hotels. Got here 200 tourists. Wow, that's big. That might be a little bit too big. How many tourists does that say it's got? That says 200 tourists. Got maximum 20 workers. Of course, we got this big Hotel Continental that I've looked at before. I mean, how many workers does this need? 40. I mean, in some ways, I'm kind of inclined to build this simply because if you look at this, it actually takes 12 tons of food, although this has got 1 ton of meat. And that's not quite so obtrusive. We could put that down into there. Though I must admit, I am drawn to this. I know some of you guys will think, wow, what on earth do you want to build that for? But I don't know, it's kind of I like the shape of the building is probably the polite way of saying it. Yeah, I think we're going to go for this. I know I said in the past I wasn't going to build it, but I think it would fit really well on that corner, wouldn't it? Because I mean, that's just almost like space is made for it. Yeah, I think we're going to go for that. And then we can hook out, hopefully we'll be able to hook out some footpaths from here. To there and to there. We only need the 1 footpath there. Yeah, I think that would be quite an impressive building. Because if increasingly this is going to become a tourist area, get rid of that. So maybe we can put this in here, get this built. How are we doing over here? Yeah, well, we need this allocated. Transport construction crew, haven't supply crew. Yeah, we'll put the haven't construction on this as well. We do need to build that in. This road is coming together really quickly. I don't really need... I think we'll just let the crews catch up. I mean, there's part of me that says I would love to work more on this job. I think once this main conveyor's in... Okay, looks like we've got... No, we haven't. We haven't quite finished this. Who's working on this? Haven't construction. Gosport construction. Don't think we need the supply crew on there. We just need to finish this off. Let's make sure these have all got power. Yep. Once we've got this complete, we will have coal down to here, which means I can move my coal trucks down from here and move them onto here for supply. I suppose in the short term, if this isn't finished by winter, we could use trucks to deliver the coal to here. Okay. We're building this in quite nicely. I mean, you've got quite a lot of jobs to do, but you've got vehicles parked up here because they're not really getting the loads in here. One thing I have noticed with this office is you get trucks with like part loads left in here sometimes. How's this? Yeah. Got the fuel laid in. I think what I will do is we're going to upgrade that straight away to asphalt. I mean, there's no point messing about with a gravel road into there. Okay, things are going quite well. Let's have a look at... Okay, we've got a minibus. Actually, let's just get rid of that. I think we've got rid of the academic. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get serious about over 21s now. And our population is growing. Right. Electronics. No kindergarten. I'm starting to suspect my kindergarten... Wow. Yeah, my kindergartens are filling up as well. That's got 179 kids in it. We've got a kindergarten, a small theatre there. That one's not too bad. We've got this one is nearly full as well. I'm going to have to put another kindergarten in. Where can we put a kindergarten in? Kindergartens. There's one element of the game I really, well, I love to hate is probably the correct way of saying. We could put a kindergarten in there, but we could put, say, a kindergarten there. What's this? This has 22 employees. How many does this have? This is 5. So I think if we put a big kindergarten in here, I think that should work. Yeah, I think... Or could we put it in here? Say, we've got a kindergarten there, haven't we? Let me just see... Anything else here? We've got 30 workers. I mean, that would be massive. Can't build due to infrastructure. We put it there. Now, I think that's a bit over the top. 15 workers. I mean, I think that's a bit... I actually like that. So I think we're... Slip a... Kindergarten. Yeah, I think we can slip a big kindergarten here, because this is where we're going to put some big tower blocks in. So I think we can get kindergarten in just there. And we're going to have to watch the power. Talking of power... Okay, I thought... Are you allocated? Okay, we'll just put the haven't construction on it. And we'll just get that little bit built in there. Okay, we've nearly got to that part there. Let's just get up to here. And we are on the final stages of building this. And what that should do is connect up. What I wouldn't mind doing is adding you to there, because I mean, once we hit winter, we're going to need this to ensure this road stays snow free. In fact, I think I'm also going to add you, because we've got a lot of vehicles coming up here now. So, and as we expand, we're going to need it. Actually, let me just add this as well. I know some of you are going to say that I'm overloading my construction offices again, but I think it's quite important to try and get things done. I think they got a roller guy there. So it looks like my road crews are running out of jobs now. So I think, what I'm going to do is put in a series of local jobs now. Certainly want that upgraded. And we've got this here. I would like that built as well. This is an empty-ish type road here. And we don't really have a link there, so I'll add you there. And what the road crews can do is pick this up and kind of fill in the gaps. In fact, I wouldn't mind just picking up this as well. Once we've got this road connected, then I can start working on this road. We can get everybody kind of moving through here really quickly. We're up to 704,000. Wow. Realised the money was rolling in quite that quickly. Come on, can you guys... I think it's just waiting for the roller to finish his job there. Let me just get back to here. Missing resource steel. Really got to get some steel production in here as well. Really like this port here. I think I will go for it. But I could get a reasonable size passenger port in here. Maybe sometimes putting ports, because this terrain is not that flat. There we are. You can get a little structure. Actually, what I could do, now the question is railway. Kind of half thinking redoing these railway bridges. Because if I bring a road down here, we're going to need to bring a road down here to connect to here to deliver the supplies to build this medium dock, and eventually a passenger line here. Just wondering if I redo these bridges here and then lift them up so they come out as a viaduct which will go over the road, and then they can drop down, because this bridge was really successful from that point of view. But yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll take a look at this off camera, because it's going to be a bit fiddly and I don't really want to spend time doing that. Right, we're in June. How's the farming going? How's the food supply? So we're starting to drop down a little bit now. We have liftoff. I'm looking, as far as I can see, we have a connection. Oh no, look at that, see. Well, it says you're there, not operating materials, but sources not sending resources. Okay, why are you not sending resources? Are you full? No, you're not full, so there's a break in this line somewhere. The break seems to be between here and here. But why? You are connected. Source not sending resources. The engine is not currently operating. Ah, have I got a power? I don't think I've got a power problem, have I? I mean, you're connected to there. You've got that connected to there. I'm pretty sure you're connected to there. The buildings without power supply. Ah, there we are. What's up with you? I think we got a break in the power cables here, haven't we? Okay. Can't remember what power cables we're using here. Let's start the construction there. A bit weird. It doesn't tell me. Not telling me that we don't have power. Where it'd be brilliant to get this up and running. Anyway, that's. We'll get there. We'll get there. Having construction. Construction. I think we'll keep all this on haven't construction. You guys are going to be 100% building this here. Construction. We'll put the supply crew on this one. There's a little bit of logistics support. I've got a feeling we got a tower here that's not connected. No, it's not. Put you in there. You need to be connected. And of course, what we can do is get. Oops, you're not connected either. You connected in. We need this built, so we'll put haven't supply crew and haven't construction on this. Let's keep them busy. How's the gospel crew going? Oh, you're only working on footpaths, so your job is going to be to build. In fact, let's just get him on the hotel. Get our mega hotel. Kind of a bit inclined. If we're running out of jobs at the moment, I think what we're going to do is put you back on there. If I'm in the position where I've got spare building capacity, I'd rather use that for doing other things. Have you got power in here now? Yes, 48%. What we're going to do now is get rid of you. This is where I find out I haven't calculated things properly. Let's just get rid of you. And I've got to delete these wires now. And I can take these wires all the way back to the... And that kind of tidies up this area a little bit as well, because, I mean, I put this in, but I mean, it's a long way up to there. Of course, what that means now is I can... Probably going to have to take out the railway here. In fact, we're probably going to have to demolish the bridge here. All that time I spent putting this blooming bridge in. And that now gives me this open area here. That'd be nice. Come on. We can just get that in there like that, can't we? You get that in. If that was stick, I mean, I could move the footpath up a little bit, couldn't I? So I think we'll just move this footpath, say like that. I'll go away. Move this footpath up. Bring you down to about here. Just going to build that footpath in first because I want to keep our livestock production going. We'll build this footpath in. And we can take that out. That'll give me a bit more space to put the train station in there. Then we can put a meat supply in here. And then that means that we can then export the meat using the rail line, and we can bring crops in as well. And, we've got the indoor pool. We've now got the cinema. People are going to it, so we should 36 customers, no food, food. Pause, 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 pause. What's happening here? I mean, must have food surplus, yeah. What's going on here? I think my trucks are getting diverted again. What I'm going to do is I'm just getting a little bit fed up with. Who are you? You're a refrigeration truck. We're going to have to put an emergency supply in. Where we got? Give me a big truck with 10 tons of food. You pick up there. Deliver here. Food. Unload food. Wait until unloaded. While we sort this, whatever the problem out. I think what I'm going to have to do is put in a dedicated food supply for the shops, and then another food supply system for the hotels, I think, because it's probably the hotels which are again causing that problem. So global markets, price of oil is going down. Thank you, game, because that means I can make some more money. I mean, my activities building roads could have upset things as well. Just that's always a risk you take when you put in. In fact, I'd like to tidy up this road as well. Keep tidying that up. Okay, we got this here now. I think we're assigned the Haven't Supply and the Gosport crew onto that. Let's see if we've got power through here now. No, I don't think we've got the power through here just yet. I think this is... I thought I'd allocated you. What with you? Ah, because of course you're in the middle of okay, we're gonna have to purchase this because it's in the middle of two sections of line. The construction crews can never reach it. There we are. We've got liftoff. Yeah, that's always a problem when you've got a broken line like that. The only thing you can do is actually purchase it. Yeah, I'd forgotten that. The alternative would have been I'd have had to have knocked all the cables back to a substation on each end. So we've now got liftoff from here. I can find the distribution office now. And your pickup at the moment is there. What we can do is put you back onto this building is already assigned. Which one is this? Just cancel that. What are you called? You are Haven't Small Aggregate 2. Let me just take a look at this. Look at storage. What's going on here? I thought you were picking up. Ah, they both got the. That's Hellas Aggregate 2. What we need to do is you haven't Aggregate 2. Right, I'm just going to sort this out. I'm going to call you Haven't Brick Coal. I'm going to call you Hellas Coal Door. That means I can be able to sort this out properly. Come back to here. Right. You guys are going to load there, and we're going to remove you. That's it. So that now delivers the... What we'll be doing is delivering the coal from here to the cement plant over here, and also to the heating plant that's down here. In fact, what was the one to pick up the here? I think what we can do is just push this up a little bit now, so that I've got reserves. In fact, we're getting quite a lot of coal coming down, so if I didn't have queues up over here, I would actually be exporting the coal. I'm going to keep pushing up this road here. Got a fire. If you burn down my key buildings, I am going to be very miffed, game. And we should be able to deal with that. The fire crews are pretty close. How's the food situation in here now? Yeah, I think we've got food in a little bit. I think we're just going to leave this food truck operating here for the moment until this is sorted out. All these people walking along here. I think someone actually posted a comment saying that they look a lot more animate now with different colours and they move. Well, I think the real way to appreciate them is just to actually slow the game down a little bit, though. Oops, and I've just realised that I've got a bit carried away and I've gone over time. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. I think going forward, I think we're going to need to start putting this hydropower plant together so that we can have cut down the cost of importing power, because the power's starting to run up. Yes, I know we're importing a lot of steel, but I think it'd be quite useful to get this area built up down here. Of course, we're now in a position where we can start laying out our new town here and growing that out. And of course, we're on the 29th of July, so we're going to need to start getting our heating plant in here so that we can make sure that this area is protected during winter. And I would really just like to get this area a bit more sorted out before we start expanding. That's probably the polite way to do it, but this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.